What's the worst lie someone ever told about you? I was standing in the school hallway when I heard my name from around the corner. My best friend Jess was talking to the popular group, and I froze when I realized she was telling them about my family. Yeah, her dad's in prison for stealing money from his job. That's why she wears the same 3 outfits all the time and never comes to any parties. My stomach dropped. My dad wasn't in prison. He was deployed overseas in the military for the past 9 months. And we weren't poor. My mom just believed in saving money and being practical. I stepped back quietly so they wouldn't see me. My hands were shaking. Jess had been to my house hundreds of times. She'd eaten dinner with us when my dad was home on leave. She'd helped me pick out the pictures we sent in his care packages. The worst part was how she said it. Like she felt sorry for me, but also like she was excited to have something juicy to share. The group was eating it up, asking questions, and she kept making up more details. I walked to the bathroom and splashed cold water on my face. My phone buzzed with a text from Jess asking where I was for lunch. Like nothing had happened. Like she hadn't just turned my life into a fake sob story. When I got to the cafeteria, everyone was looking at me differently. Some with pity, others whispering. A girl I barely knew asked if I needed help buying lunch. I said, no thanks, pulling out the lunch my mom packed that morning before heading to her job as a bank manager. Jess waved me over to our usual table like everything was normal. I sat down and she immediately started talking about weekend plans, but I couldn't focus on her words. All I could think about was her voice around that corner. Her dad's in prison. My dad called last night, I said suddenly, interrupting her. He's coming home next month. His deployment is ending early. Her smile froze. That's awesome, she said, but her eyes darted around nervously. Yeah, we should have a welcome home party. You can help me plan it, I said, watching her face. Maybe invite some of your new friends too. She picked at her food. What new friends? I pulled out my phone and showed her the screen. It was open to my dad's last video call. A screenshot of him in uniform in front of his unit's flag. The ones you were telling that my dad's in prison? The color drained from her face. I didn't. I was just what? I asked. My voice was calm, but my heart was racing. They wouldn't let me sit with them unless I had something interesting to share, she whispered. I looked across the cafeteria at the popular table. They were watching us now. I stood up with my lunch. Well, now you have something interesting to share. The truth. I walked over to their table and set down my tray. Hi, I'm Taylor. My dad's a staff sergeant, not a criminal. And Jess has been my best friend since 3rd grade. But I guess that changed today. I showed them the same picture of my dad. Their faces went from confused to uncomfortable. One girl mumbled an apology. Another moved over to make room. But I picked my lunch back up. No thanks. I don't need new friends that badly. I ate lunch alone that day, but my phone kept buzzing, not with texts from Jess, but from other kids saying they'd heard what happened. By the end of the day, Jess was the one sitting alone. That night, I video called my dad and told him everything. He wasn't mad. He just said high school is when you learn who your real friends are. Sometimes people lie about you because they wish they were you, he said. The next morning, Jess was waiting at my locker with red eyes. But before she could speak, I just shook my head. The worst thing isn't that you lied about me, it's that you thought I was so uninteresting that you needed to make up a better story. I closed my locker and walked away. Some lies you can forgive, but others show you exactly who someone is. And sometimes the person telling the worst lies isn't your enemy, it's the person standing right beside you.